Hey, welcome to the 2021 Association of Alaska Football Coaches Clinic. I'm Tim Davis. I'm the president of this Coaches Association, and we have a super awesome lineup coming up over the next 3 days. I'm super glad that you're here, tuning in. Welcome. What I want to do now is extend a warm welcome to all the coaches we have, not just high school coaches, but we're going to have girls flag football in the state. We have Pop Warner. We have personal trainers. We have everybody that's helping our young people develop with football. The idea of this body, the idea of this association is true development. We want to grow so that we can best help our students. That's the number one point of this association, is that we get better so that they can get better. So welcome, and let's dive into and talk about what we're going to do over the next 3 days. Well, first of all, I want to give you an update on the association itself. We currently now have a 501c3 status. We're a nonprofit. We have an account, and we're going to be able to start having power and voice in the community because of this business side of the house that is now cemented and good. Along with that, we have a website. The website right now is really just the sole vehicle for this clinic, but the website will expand. We will see recruiting information, a recruiting database to send out to all coaches that have questions about our students across the state. The website will have information for us as coaches, as for personal development, as for coaching development, as all the opportunities that arise. It'll be a place for us to interact with each other and get better. So let's talk about this clinic. What are we doing over the next 3 days? First of all, we're in an interesting time, maybe the most interesting time we've ever had as football coaches. Some of us didn't have a season. Some of us had truncated seasons. Some of us had seasons with incredible difficulty trying to get through. But we're out of that, and we've learned. And one of the things that we're learning is how to utilize technology to its finest. At this clinic, we have 3 Division I coaches that are going to be presenting. I'm not sure we've had that in the years past, and a lot of that's due to our technical acumen that we've accumulated while watching and doing Zooms, right? We're kind of zoomed out, but let's refocus our energy on this technology and find ways to use technology, communication technology, to better ourselves up here in a place that's isolated from collegiate situations or colleges we can visit or camps that we can go. We're up here. We have to start finding ways to make this place a viable and really, really great place for our student athletes to learn the sport, to grow as human beings, and then for those that want to go on to be recruited. So I want us to get in the right frame of mind as we dive into this clinic. One of the most important things to me is that we disarm ourselves from ego. It's certainly hard for me. Ego it drives a lot of what we do, right? It can't drive us to the point that we miss the opportunity to develop. That might be the most important thing we can say about this clinic. For the next 3 days, what I ask from you and what I'm going to ask of myself is, as we're having tough conversations or good conversations as we grow, because growth is never painless, right? Growth is not free. Growth has a cost. Growth, and it can be a fun cost, but it has a cost. I ask that we put our egos, our personal agendas, or whatever it is that we might have, just recognize them and kind of put them to the side and simply focus on one question. Does this help our kids? If this helps our kids, let's dive into it. How does it help our kids? By making us better. So we're looking for feedback as well. I'm an open resource. My number's on the website. My email's there. Get a hold of me if something in the clinic doesn't help you grow, so that we can find a way to adjust in future years to make this a continual development opportunity for the state of Alaska and the football coaches in this great place. Let's talk about the future of the state association. So first of all, we have this clinic. We're going to continue making sure that we have a clinic going forward that has a hybrid type model, or at least an online on-demand model. We believe that a lot of words, a lot of wisdom has come through our coaches association over the years. And I think it's vital that what we do is we catalog and archive this wisdom. It'll be archived on YouTube, and we can access that YouTube through belonging to the association. Thank you again for paying the $25 dues to the association. And what we just want to really emphasize is what you're getting out of that. First of all, it's belonging to a group of men and women who want to see football in this state grow. Not just football, but specifically the kids playing the sport. The coaches coaching them. And if it sounds like I'm a broken record about development and growth, I'm glad. That's what this time is about. Develop and grow. We're looking forward to having a summer combine, and it will be on this website. We will have combine data represented. We're going to work on laser timing, video type analysis, so that college coaches around the nation, when they call you up and they say, "Hey, Coach Davis, how about them boys down in Soldotna? How about that South Anchorage team, or that East Anchorage, or the Valley, or the Fairbanks?" We're going to have a database of recruiting so that we can have consistent numbers. We're going to work on a way of having the combine, and this is going to come up in discussion over the course of the clinic. At 7:45, we're actually going to have an open roundtable discussion with coaches across the city, an open forum, if you will, where we can discuss how we can organize the best possible way to have a clear, consistent combine data of our players in this summer. Moving forward beyond that, the next major organized event for this association will be the All-State and Business meeting following the conclusion of the 2021 season. We'll have voting for All-State. We will have the business side of the house. And actually, it's going to be bittersweet for me because at that moment, my term limit will be up as president of this association, and I'll be stepping down from that position. So if you're interested in running for leadership, we'll have general elections at that business meeting in the fall. After that business meeting in November, we intend to have a winter clinic. That winter clinic will focus on two things: business of the day in the world of football, and then we actually want to offer scheme as part of the development. This camp, if you came to this clinic expecting to find out how to run 92 mesh, how to run Dalbon, or how to run belly, trap, that's not what this clinic's intended for. This clinic that you're in right now is meant for development of us as coaches, as professionals, to help kids. We intend to have a winter clinic next year, early in the winter, that's dedicated towards scheme, so we can chalk it up. We can get on a chalkboard. Again, it will most likely be a hybrid model where we will be doing something online, virtually, and then available here or wherever we choose to meet in the association. We intend to continue this clinic, a spring development clinic, with the broad scope of things like culture, things like how we connect with kids, how do we build trust, how do we recruit our athletes. That will be the focus of the spring coaches clinic, what you're at right now. As we move forward, this is for bigger things than X's and O's. This is quite literally about the Jimmys and Joes and Janes that we now have welcoming the flag football world. And lastly, what I want to start pushing for, I think something that's very near and dear to my heart, is the recruitment process, development process, and the opportunity to get better as a coach and get our kids better. And that happens at camps. So moving into the 2022 season, our intention is to have a coaches camp in Alaska, location to be determined. But the fundamental idea behind this camp would be we would bring a college coach in or two, something along those lines, and we would meet together. Cost of travel outside of the state, going to camps, it can be rather expensive for our student athletes. But if we pool our resources and we meet at a central location while we host 1 to 2 to 3 college coaches with our program, we can have a camp that costs the fee of getting the coaches up here. We can have a tremendous opportunity. This is not in lieu of other camps. This is not in replacement of other camps. This would quite simply be just another opportunity where we as coaches come together and create an affordable camp for all our student athletes to participate in. And it's doable because we're an association working together, bringing coaches we want to see at the camp. We're in a really exciting time right now. It's a blank canvas, if you will. Alaska is this wonderful, unique place. It's not a disadvantage. In fact, it's a talking point. It can be an identity for many of our students who travel outside. It's an identity for us at times. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. It's got diversity at unparalleled numbers in the United States. It has diverse geography and people. We know all these things, right? Let's use this. Let's use this to grow. So as we move forward, let's have a growth mindset. Let's be open to sometimes things not working. Sometimes it's ugly. But you know what? We're going to be striving to get better. And if we always focus our intentions and thoughts on getting better so that the kids, the students get better, they get the most opportunities. This body can't fail. This body is fundamentally about progressing the student experience as a football player in the state of Alaska. I'm very excited for everybody that's on board this clinic. I hope you have a wonderful time, and we will catch you at the next session, which happens to be Alaska's very own Zach Lujan at South Dakota State University. You won't want to miss this. It's a great opportunity to learn from Zach and his wisdom. We'll catch you at the next session. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule upcoming. We're in the middle of the update and welcome. Tonight at 5:45 Alaska time, we're going to have Zach Lujan talking social media and recruitment. That's going to be a YouTube link that we send out. If you have any additional questions for Zach after that talk, make sure you shoot an email off to myself or the Coaches Association. We'll make sure we get those questions to Zach. Billy Strickland will be joining us tonight at 6:30 on a Zoom link. So we'll be using Zoom for that. You'll just click this link that you can see right there, and that'll join. It's a short period. It's just a quick 20-minute or so talk. And the idea will be, if you have questions, type them in the chat, and we will be sending that in an email that he will answer and send those back to the whole body. So we have that in writing all together. At 7 o'clock tonight, we have Kurt Fossey and Jay Kane of BSN. We'll be talking player equipment. We'll have a quick introduction to Operation Engage at 7:30. It's an exciting program the DEA is launching, specifically aimed at drugs that are entering our schools in the form of laced pills and things that are a serious problem, obviously, in our communities. And Junior Amavai, former, I believe, the vice president of the NFLPA, but a former NFL player for them New York Jets. I'm a fan. Will be there for that. So you're not going to want to miss. That's a quick introduction to Junior. You'll see more of him tomorrow. Tonight at 7:45, Coach Harmon and I will be hosting a online forum. This will be an opportunity for you to just tell us ideas and thoughts about how we can get better. Things that you have, ideas. Basically, it's an idea storming session, or even if like you have position openings in your program and the ideas that we're bringing in other coaches, Pop Warner coaches, you're out there. This is a great place to come meet some head coaches. It's kind of a meet and greet, if you will, but with the intention of giving ideas on how we can get better as an association and as coaches. Tomorrow night kicks off 5 o'clock in person at West. I'll be sending out a map to that. It'll go up on the website here in a few minutes. But we'll be in the library at West, and we'll be meeting at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Just kind of a meet and greet, fellowship from 5. At 6 o'clock, we'll have Philip Vigil, who's been here for All Alaska Camp. He's had stops at Colorado Mesa, Fort Hays State, but he's currently the recruiting coordinator at Stephen F. Austin University. He's a great coach. He loves Alaska. He knows our kids, and he is a solid. He'll be a solid speaker. We're excited. Then we're going to have a players roundtable discussion hosted by Junior Amavai, and we're going to be talking to various Division I college football players who came from the state of Alaska, and that'll be a great opportunity for us to hear from them, their journey, their experiences, and maybe some ways that we can improve our role as coaches in helping our athletes get to the next level. We'll finish Friday night off at 8 o'clock with Tim Yeomans, who will be doing a coaching boys into men session. And that is part of a two-part session. UAA credit is available for this, as well as a $50 stipend from Coaching Boys into Men. And Brian Hoskin will be here giving more information about that. Saturday morning, we kick things off with Coach Brian Hamilton, the tight ends coach at Texas State University. He used to be the head coach at Concord High School, and their crosstown rivals being De La Salle. So he's had to be creative in how he does things. He's coached at Cal. He was the O-line coach at Murray State. He's a master teacher. It's gonna be a good one to hear his thoughts on teaching and working with different levels of talent, or different types of talent, I should say. Saturday, May 1st at 10, we're going to have Jason Jones, the head coach at Midland State University. He's the inaugural coach of that program for flag football. And while he's going to be talking about, while he's a flag football coach, he's offering up recruitment and scholarship information that everybody can get something out of. So that will be Jason Jones Saturday morning at 10. Again, Saturday is also, by the way, at West. Doors will be open at 8. Then at Saturday at 11 o'clock, we have a coach's perspective, somebody who's been in the state and outside the state. That'll be Daniel Esparza. I'm excited to hear what he has to share with us, his experiences going from a head coach position at various regions of the state. I think it's really important. Coach Esparza coached not just the Bartlett Bears to a state championship, but he also coached up in Fairbanks and created a very successful West Valley program, took them to the playoffs a couple of times. And then we'll have Coach Dan Barney will finish off the Coaching Boys into Men session. This is the longer session. This one's going to go for about 3 hours. And this one is where, again, UAA credit's going to be offered for teachers out there that are looking to advance. Or there will also be opportunity for a $50 stipend gift card. And like I said, Mr. Brian Hoskin will be talking about that. We'll close things down Saturday at 3:30. So that's the plan for the weekend. Super excited for this. It's definitely going to be new how we're doing it, and we're very glad that you're on board. Again, Coach Lujan coming up here at 5:45. Looking forward to hearing from him. Have a great night.